Scientists just uncovered proof that Adam and Eve were out here 200,000 years ago, and it's blowing minds. Adam and Eve's story is important in many religions, like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. While each religion has its own version of the story, the basic idea in Christianity is that Adam and Eve were the first man and woman created by God and placed in the Garden of Eden. According to the Bible, everyone on Earth is a descendant of Adam and Eve in some way. However, scientists have questioned how their story fits with what we know from science. One issue is that the Y chromosomes, which are passed down from father to son, and mitochondrial DNA, passed down from mother to child, seem to point to different time periods. The Y chromosomes and mitochondrial DNA are about 10,000 years apart in age, which makes it seem unlikely that Adam and Eve were alive at the same time. If you search online, you'll find various answers, with some suggesting Adam and Eve lived around 6,000 years ago, while others suggest it could have been as far back as 150,000 years ago. However, research is slowly providing more clues to help us understand when Adam and Eve might have lived. For example, in 1987, scientists discovered what is called Mitochondrial Eve. By analyzing DNA from 147 people around the world, they were able to use a molecular clock to track how DNA changes over generations. This helped estimate that humans likely evolved in Africa about 200,000 years ago. On the other hand, Adam, or the common ancestor of men who have Y chromosomes, probably lived about 100,000 years ago. This means that Adam and Eve, as described in religious texts, could not have lived at the same time. Carlos Bustamante, a population geneticist at Stanford University, explains, "It's not so much that we're shifting the mitochondria down, which we are a bit, but we're pushing the Y farther back." However, other research teams have found different results. For example, a team led by Paolo Francalacci, a population geneticist at the University of Sassari in Italy, studied the Y chromosomes of 1,200 men from Sardinia. Their research uncovered nearly 7,000 new Y chromosome variations and used this data to build their own molecular clock. They linked these chromosomes to historical events to create a clearer picture of when Adam might have lived. Their findings suggest Adam may have lived around 180,000, 200,000 years ago, roughly the same time as Eve. Bustamante says, "When we first started this project, I thought, oh, we're going to sequence some Y chromosomes and this is well-trod territory, but it just kept getting more and more exciting." In the end, it's possible that the Adam and Eve we learn about in science and in religious stories are not the same individuals. If these scientific findings are true, it could change the way we understand their story entirely. Bustamante and his team studied the Y chromosomes of 69 men from various regions and found about 9,000 new DNA variations. Using this information, they created a more accurate molecular clock and determined Adam lived between 120,000 and 156,000 years ago. Their study of mtDNA from the same men suggested that Eve lived between 99,000 and 148,000 years ago. Bustamante notes that the idea of a very recent common ancestor for all humans might not be entirely true. Francalacci explains that the difference in the estimated age of Adam might be due to the different populations studied and how the molecular clocks were calculated. Bustamante agrees that the two studies' results are generally consistent. He mentioned, "We're not just shifting the mitochondria a bit, we're pushing the Y chromosome's age further back." On top of the news, a recent discovery in Turkey is changing the way we think about human evolution. Scientists have found a new fossil ape called Antediluvius turkey at a site near Kankiri, which is about 8.7 million years old. It shows that Mediterranean fossil apes were more diverse than scientists previously thought. These apes are part of the earliest known group of hominins, which includes not just African apes like chimpanzees, bonobos, and gorillas, but also humans and their fossil ancestors. Humans may not have originated in Africa after all.